Welcome, everybody, to She's
All
Booked,
a podcast for book lovers
and avid readers. Hi, I'm Jess.
and I'm Alex,
We're two cousins
who are also best friends.
who love to read,
Yeah,
chat about, and analyze
sometimes overanalyze.
the books we're currently reading.
Sometimes we're on the same page,
And sometimes our pages differ.
but either way,
We always have an opinion about what we've read,
by the way, we're real people.
with real families,
So you may hear cats,
dogs,
birds,
babies.
or husbands.
So enjoy the bonus material.
Now let's get booked.
Booked! Hey listeners, stick around at the end of this episode for some bloopers and bonus content.
Hey, listeners. If you're enjoying our podcast, please give us a 5-star review on Apple, Spotify, or your preferred streaming service to help us reach more listeners and spread the word about our podcast.
Hi.
Hello. Hello.
What's up?
How art thou?
I art fine.
Okay. Welcome to the season finale. I know it's finale, but
Sad.
I like finale better. Of course, in true fashion, just like if it was the last class, we're having a pizza party. There's cookies, but none of them which you could eat. So sorry about that. Sorry.
Go get yourself some fun treats to
Yes,
enjoy
if you'd
the
like
last
to pause,
episode.
if you'd like to pause and go get yourself some snacks, go for it and come back to us. Also, we don't have any of those things, so don't worry.
No, we don't. I have honeydew and water with lemon. What do you have?
I have some organic type of Dorito type of chips, nacho chips. I have water, and I have a Reese's egg that I will consume shortly.
Yes, I love those.
Right? They were on sale at Target
Mm,
because it's after Easter, and
Right.
before Easter they were like $6.50 for 6 of them in a bag, and after
Wow.
Easter they were $2.
nice.
And I purchased 2 bags.
Nice.
So I was like, yes. All right. Don't get it twisted. I don't love milk chocolate. All right. I think if anybody's been paying attention, I love dark chocolate. I'm a dark chocolate girl, but I have to make an exception for these because they're so damn good. And that's
Yeah.
it.
I mean, milk chocolate in a candy bar is always a delight.
Not true.
All right. Okay.
Although I do love my Twix bars as well.
Yeah. I mean, Snickers, Twix, Reese's, these are all fantastic candy bars. Do they use milk chocolate? Yes. Do we forgive them? Yes.
I
Kit
don't
Kats?
forgive Twix actually for discontinuing the Midnight Twix
Mm.
because the Midnight Twix was my ills,
Okay.
and now they're gone.
Okay.
And I think it's bullshit. So that's it. I'll have to write to Hershey's or Nestle or whoever it is. I don't know. I can't keep up with who's who. Okay. I don't even know who this is. Is this Nestle? It's Hershey. Hirsch. The Hirsch.
Okay.
Anyway, so yes, this is the last episode of the season. Let's pour out some beer for our homies.
Mhm.
And I mean, we're not going far. We'll be back.
Yeah. We'll be back in May.
We've been discussing, and some things might be a little bit different, but we could promise you we're not changing our name again. Okay?
Yeah.
Probably. But anyway, so yeah. I have nothing new to report except for what I told you about how there was somebody saying that the reason why the world didn't end was because the earthquake changed it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it
that
makes
was
sense.
fun to read.
There's no evidence to the
it?
contrary, so
That was it. How was Rob today?
he's fine. Perfectly fine.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
recovering.
He's recovering. He's
What does he think? He think the
world
earthquake
didn't end.
changed it as well?
No. No. I don't know
Did
what
he write that
thinks.
article? Did he write it?
Yeah, no, he's recovered. He got over the fact that the world didn't end.
Nice.
I believe he's happy about it. So.
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's happy about that. Yes. Also, I'm very happy that I did not give in and buy the multi-use radio.
Yes.
They were trying to sell me hardcore literally the day before, and I was like, it won't come in time.
Were you
So
considering
joke's on
it?
you.
Were you really
No.
considering it? Okay.
No, but I did look
Okay.
it up on Amazon, and it would have came sooner.
Oh my god.
No. I mean, is it cool if it's actually an apocalypse to have? Yes, but I'll tell you right now, I would purchase something like that. It would end up in a closet. It would end up in my basement. It would end up somewhere that I would never find it when shit hits the fan. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it wouldn't help me anyway.
Yeah.
I know
It's true.
myself.
It's true.
I would never find it in the 4 years or whatever, let's say the apocalypse came.
Hmm.
I'd be like, where the hell is that radio?
I feel
I
like
don't
that
know.
would be the last thing on your mind anyway. I don't understand. What does this radio do? I don't get it. Why do you
It's
need it for the
multi-use.
apocalypse?
It's
Multi-use
multi-use.
for what? What does it do?
It's an iPhone charger. It's a generator of some sort. A little tiny radio. You have communication with the outside world as long as you have batteries. It's a flashlight. Other things I just don't remember. But it does it all, Alex.
Okay.
All right. Not that I have it saved for later in my Amazon or anything, but if I did, I would look it up right now and tell you exactly what it says.
Please stop.
But of
There's
course,
no
I
way.
don't have it. But of course, I don't. Oh, and it's solar powered as well. It's also a reading lamp, which was the main selling point for me.
How can you communicate with other people? Is it only other people who have that radio?
No, you can't talk to the people. It's not a two-way radio. It's just to keep
Oh, you could put out a
on
broadcast.
top of the, yeah, it's to keep, no, you can't do any of that. You just, if somebody
Oh.
does it to let you know what's going on in the world because you can't access TVs and
Oh, so it's
No,
just a
other
regular
radios.
radio.
right. Like if you turn on your car, there'll be like dead silence.
Yeah.
But if you have this, people can actually communicate like an I Am Legend.
Okay.
All right.
Whatever.
All right. So anyway, like I was saying, it's a survival portable radio with a camping flashlight, a power bank phone charger, reading lamp, SOS alarm, survival equipment, whatever that means, a compass. It's hand crank. Gotta have hand crank.
What,
And it's
for the flashlight?
solar powered 5-way radio.
Have you ever used a hand crank flashlight? Because I have, and we would die just because we would be like, I'm never cranking that thing again. You'll crank it for like 20 minutes straight, and it'll last you maybe 5 seconds.
Wait, my favorite part is the top, how it has a watch.
I hate
Like,
this
why
thing.
can't
I
you
hate
just use
it.
your watch?
I hate it. Also, what are the survival equipment? What does that mean? Why is there
I don't
no
know.
detail?
I'm sure there is detail now. Oh, 7 preset weather stations. Great for emergencies, it says. Great for emergencies.
Okay.
Then let's see. When I tell you they were trying to sell this to me so hard.
Why do you need 7 preset weather channels for an emergency?
And a red flashlight in addition to a regular flashlight. I don't know what red flashlight means.
Oh my god.
It also has a built-in 5,000 large capacity rechargeable battery. So if in case you run out of batteries, you can stick it into the wall, which has no electricity. So that's useless.
Didn't you say it could be solar charged or something?
It's solar charged as well. It also has an input for your headphones. So in
Okay.
case, you don't want to alert the zombies with your radio, you could put that in. And there's other
Interesting.
features as well too. I'll just send it to you later and you
No,
can show Rob.
please
He'll probably
don't.
purchase it.
Please don't send it to me.
He
I don't
probably
want.
has it
I don't want
already.
one in my
I-
house.
I guarantee he has it already.
No.
There's other things too. Oh, there's so many other things that go. Oh, it plays rain sounds while you sleep.
Shut up. Shut up. Because that's what we need in the apocalypse. I need the soothing sounds of rain to help me sleep.
I can't. Yeah, hand. I love how it's hand crank power, but on this one it says Hank crank power. So somebody got bored writing. I don't know. Anyway, I didn't purchase it. I didn't give in. Okay. But they wanted me to. That's all I have to say.
If you would have purchased that, I would make fun of you forever. Because what are you gonna use that for?
Nothing. I told you it would go in my closet, gather dust until later on when I was spring cleaning one year, found it and said, "What the F is this?" And then I'd be like, "Well, I'm not going to use this." And I'd throw it into some kind of bin or container that would end up in my basement and I would never effing see it again.
Yeah.
And when I ever need anything, I'd be like, "It's in one of the containers." And we would never see anything because it would be pitch black down there. So there you go. That's my story. And that's exactly how it would go down.
Okay.
All right. And then that would be it because we would finally find it at some point. And I'd be like, but we don't have AAAs.
Yeah.
And that's it. What am I supposed to do? Leave it outside in the sun? I don't know. I don't know how solar power works.
Let it get solar charged.
You know, is it like Wally? I just put it out there and it just charges?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think that's how it works.
I don't know. I don't trust that solar power shit. Okay. Because
Why?
I'll tell you why. Because 2 towns over from me, somebody's solar panels on their roof went on fire and it set the whole house on fire. They get hot and then it started burning the roof, apparently.
I don't think that's a common thing that happens.
It's the first time I've ever heard of it, so I don't think it's a common thing either, but it happened there. Also, apparently, we should be putting blue on our roofs because of all the conspiracies happening.
What does a blue roof mean?
Surrounding the fires that are happening everywhere.
What does that mean? What
I
does
don't
a blue
know,
roof
Alex.
mean?
I don't know, but conspiracy TikTok says that you should paint your roof blue. Okay, I don't know why. Look it up. I don't know. Apparently, there's lasers that start fires everywhere, which
Talking about
apparently apparently the lasers don't like blue. I don't know.
Shut up.
I don't know. You have to look into it yourself.
I'm looking it up right now.
I don't know the answers. No, you gotta go on conspiracy TikTok. You're not gonna find it on Google. They suppress that shit.
Google is just like a blue roof is a non-vegetated storage system made of stone and a sealed waterproof roof membrane that allows the roof to retain storm water.
What? No, that just threw me for a loop. Conspiracy TikTok doesn't talk about that. It just tells you that the only houses that didn't burn in Maui had blue roofs.
Oh God. Okay. Hold on. Maybe they had these blue roofs that had the storm water, and that's why they didn't burn, because they were collecting the storm water.
I get them all the time. I'll send them to you so you can get on Blue Roof Conspiracy.
No,
TikTok.
I don't want to be on. I don't want to be on it. I don't want to be there.
It's fun to be on it because they're like serious about it. They're really serious about it, and I'm like, I don't live in Maui though.
Yeah.
Stop trying to sell me the Blue Roof.
I can't. I don't want to be on it. If you send me videos, I won't open them.
Fine. Do you want to be on Mermaid TikTok?
What's Mermaid TikTok?
It's fun.
All right, fine. I'll be on Mermaid
All
TikTok.
right, yay! Look, you got to keep yourself busy during the break, all right? If you want to be on these fun TikToks, I'm telling you, they're entertaining at the very least.
Okay.
Because every time they're like, it's a mermaid. I'm like, that's a dolphin, bro. It's a fucking dolphin. And they're like, no, it's a mermaid. Look at it. And I'm like, it's literally jumping out of the water going, it's a dolphin. If it was a mermaid, it wouldn't be making that noise. I'd
Obviously.
be like, hey.
No, it's obviously a mermaid. Obviously.
No, I'm going to send you the one I'm talking about specifically because the guy's like, oh my God, man, it's not a dolphin. I'm like, but it is though. It is a dolphin.
It's literally a dolphin.
It's literally a dolphin. And then the other ones are like straight up CGI. And I'm like, that's not real.
That's even weirder,
anyway,
honestly.
It's fun. It's fun. It's fun to be on that TikTok.
Okay.
All right. For all of you guys listening out there, check out the conspiracy TikToks if you're bored. I'm not saying for like fun or like for like, for real. I'm not saying to take it serious. I'm just saying it's a lot of fun and entertaining when they come up in your feed and you see dolphins and people are like, it's a mermaid, man. It's not a mermaid.
TikTok is such a magical place, honestly.
Isn't it? If they ever try to take it away from me, I'm going to be so sad because I really love that app. All right. And everybody in the comments are always the best part.
Yeah. So. The comments will take you out. They will take you out.
Yeah. Because there's things that there's things you don't even see. And then you'll look in the comments and they'll be like, I had 1 minute and 40 seconds to watch the guy's face. And you go back and you're like, oh my God, that shit's hilarious. I didn't notice that. So that's it. All right. That's all. But we don't trust BookTok.
No.
All right.
We don't talk about BookTok. No.
I trust conspiracy talk more than I trust BookTok at this point.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Right?
That's accurate, yeah.
Hey, maybe they're not dolphins. Maybe there's some kind of dolphin man. I don't know. I don't know.
It's a Dolph-Man.
The dolphin. Exactly. We only know 5% of the waters. Is it possible? Sure. Is it likely? No, but it's possible.
It's not possible.
All right. If you asked somebody 30 years ago if a narwhal was real, they'd be like, come on, bro. Ocean unicorns, but they are though. See what I'm saying? Unicorn. So who knows when I'm 80 something years old if I'll be like, holy shit, it is a dolphin, man.
Oh my
You just don't know.
God.
You just don't know.
I
Aren't
can't.
you glad to be getting rid of us for a little while?
So we needed to put ourselves into timeout for a month.
All right. Well, if anybody has any information about the dolphin people, please let us know.
I just have to say, coming into this episode today, if you had given me 3 guesses on what would come up during snack time, I can just guarantee you that Blue Roof conspiracies and Dolph-Man conspiracies just never would have made it anywhere near that list.
Because of the radio, man. The
Stupid
radio that they were
radio.
trying to sell me that Rob would have bought. That's it. I'm crying. I really am crying. Okay. All right. Did you guys learn from that? All right.
I don't know what you learned, but you learned something.
Did you learn? All right. When you're on a boat, watch out for those dolphin people. God forbid there's ever fires. Make sure that you have a blue roof. And what was the other thing? There was one more. I don't know. Have your radio. Have your multi-radio ready. And in the sun.
Honestly, all this talk of dolphin men is now making me think. I feel like next year on BookTok, we're going to see a new romance series about the Dolph-Man. And it's going to be like he takes the girl from the boat down to his lair in the sea.
Shut up. We have to write that story. Also, dolphin. Also now, they have that ice by barbarians or whatever. They would definitely have the dolphin men barbarians.
100%.
Have like 30 books in the series.
If Dolph-Men were a mythological creature or a real creature, there would be romance novels about it. Also, quick question though, because is the top half a man? Oh my, that is the creepiest photo I've ever seen. Get it away from me. I don't like it. But is the top half a man or the bottom half a man?
I don't know because I never seen it, Alex. It looks like a dolphin to me.
It has
Nobody
to be the top
said it was
half,
a dolphin
right?
man.
Nobody
ever said it was a real dolphin man. But judging by this photo, his head is a man.
Oh my God.
And he's got a tail,
So basically just a merman.
Yes. But he rolls with the dolphins though. I don't know. I don't know, but all I know is
all these conspiracies just to realize we're talking about mermaids.
All I know is for sure that the mermaids usually roll with the dolphins for some reason. Because they probably are dolphins. I don't know. I hear them in the background. They sound like dolphin people. I mean, they sound like dolphins, but apparently they're more than that. So okay. I don't know. There's a whole community out there.
Yeah, I'll have to look for that.
It's fun. It's fun when they come up.
Yeah,
because these people really take it serious.
I'm sure they do.
I swear to God, they do. All right. There's like a whole group of this is the last one I'm gonna say. There's a whole group because once you start getting on Antarctica TikTok, shit gets real. She gets real crazy. But apparently there's like these human-esque fish in Antarctica too. And they have a wild name like Nimrod or something.
They're called Nimrods. You're a Nimrod.
They call something like that. Nimroots. I don't know. I'll find out and let you know.
Nimroots.
Hold on. Antarctica people. Sea people. Hold on. They're called Nim something.
Sea people.
I love how it's like hold on, this whole thing came up and it says sea peoples.
It's so stupid.
I know, this is getting out of control. Here they are. They're the Ningen. The Ningen.
Ningen. Okay.
Ningens.
Ew, that's creepy as hell.
Well, apparently they're real, Alex.
That is what nightmares are made of. That's terrifying.
Wait, this one looks like a duck. You see it?
That one kind of looks like a turtle.
These are hilarious, but anyway, you want to get on that TikTok. That's all, because it's fun. All right, I'm done. They're not Nimrods, they're not Nimroots, they're Ningens. Look them up. Ningen. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Also, narwhals are real. Do you know there's people that still don't think they are?
Really?
Yeah. My mother was one, like when I was pregnant with Jax. I was buying I was buying narwhals, and she was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
I
you're
remember
mythical,"
that.
and I'm like, "They're not mythical. They're real. They're legit." And she's like, "No way." I was like, "I swear to God, it's its tooth. That's its tooth." All right, I'm done.
I thought
Oh
it's
man,
a tooth. I thought it was like a tusk, kind of like an elephant.
that's what I thought, but apparently it really is its tooth extended. But that's how they defend
Interesting.
themselves.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. All
Hmm.
right, because narwhals are real and they're very interesting. But apparently they got those nim buddies.
she's all narwhal facts.
She's all conspiracy fun today. All right, I'm done. No
All
more.
right.
No more. I'm conspiracied out.
All right.
All
Let's
right.
move
Well,
on.
listen. All right, fine. Look, instead of questions this week, because we spit on that book, we didn't finish it in case you weren't here for Tuesday. The red ain't rising. We don't like it. So Red Rising's out. Let's bring back a segment though from the first season that we called Rewrite the Novel that we did sometimes on Thursdays. And it's basically what would we have changed about the book, which obviously, as you can tell, will probably be a lot. So what changes would we have made to this novel that we think would have improved the book, if possible? If possible.
Yeah.
And then what would have made us maybe finish reading it? Alex, you start.
All right. So first I would have made it be written by somebody else. Different author, maybe a Brandon Sanderson or something like that. Somebody with a little bit more pizzazz in their writing. I would have
Okay.
made the characters more interesting. I would have aged them up because I still don't understand why Darrow was 16 years old. It was weird. And I would have made it more fast paced, not as slow. And just in general, I don't even know, just more interesting. Just make it better.
Yeah, the conspiracy people out there could have written a better story here.
Yeah.
Okay. They could have been like, oh, he was on Mars, and all of a sudden the Mars ninjas came out of the caves. Like it could have been exciting. But it wasn't.
Ninjas.
Fail. So I'm with you. I definitely the writing was what killed it for
Yeah.
sure. It was just like info dump, boring. And like no one wants to read that.
No.
So obviously that would have been changed. I don't know. I can't really say what I would have changed about the end or about other things that progress because I don't know them.
Yeah.
I do think that the cast sense system or whatever it's called was interesting. I think that he had an idea that could have been better developed and it just pooped instead.
Mhm.
And I just meh. I don't know.
Give
I don't
the
know.
idea to a different author and let them have it.
Yeah, like an Iron Flame situation.
Oh God. Yes.
Bring it back, you girl.
Don't bring her back. Don't bring her back.
We got to bring it back in the finale.
No. I don't want it.
No, she's still mad at her. By the way,
Infinitely.
I don't know why, but I pre-ordered the book that's coming out in January, part 3, which is called Onyx Storm, I believe.
Onyx Storm, yeah.
And I don't know. I have to know what happens. I don't know why I'm going to do this to myself, but I'm going to read it. And I know Alex is lying when she says she doesn't. She probably did pre-order it and just won't tell me. She did it behind the scenes.
Oh, come on.
I guarantee she's going to hate read it. So just be prepared.
I will likely hate read it because everybody's going to be talking about it. I'm going to have FOMO, so I'm going to end up reading it. But I will not pre-order it. I will not. I'm hoping actually I can get the audiobook for free on my Everand app because the other two are available there. So then I don't have to pay anything for it. That would be ideal.
Not likely. Also, what does FOMO mean again?
FOMO? The fear of missing out.
Oh, right. You told me this the other day and I completely will forget every time.
Oh, people.
I know. I'll always forget. Fear of missing out. Every time I see it, I'm like, what the hell does that mean? I know FML.
Yeah, I'm going to see everybody talking about it and I'm going to be like, I need to read it now so I can make up my own mind and see what I think. And then I'm going to hate it. I already know I'm going to hate it. And then I'll hate myself for reading it.
Well, Doug had the perfect response. He was like, I was like, are you going to read it? And he's like, you're going to read it first and let me know if I'm going to read it. And I was
there
like,
you go.
Good idea, Doug. He's like, because he's basically 200 pages of that killed him. It took me months to read the book.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for him because he finished it and he hasn't picked up the book since. He's definitely in slumps.
Well,
yeah, I think we all are.
Becky Yaros will do that to you. So
I don't think I've ever recovered from it.
I did. I'm not really in a slump. I wasn't really in a book slump. I just in general for me, I was having difficulty concentrating and focusing on just everything, not just reading. So that was making it harder to read. And then it didn't help when we were trying to force ourselves to read books that we hated, like Red Rising. That made it more
Red-
painful.
Yeah, nothing was rising in Red Rising, just the red.
Yeah, no. Speaking
All right.
of, let's go to our rapid fire round. And this week's category is things we'd rather do than finish Red Rising. So Jess is going to put 2 minutes on the clock.
Oh boy.
And we'll have 2 minutes to come up with as many things that we'd rather do than read Red Rising or finish it.
In 3, 2, 1, literally anything else.
Stab my eyeballs with safety pins.
Watch plants grow.
Watch, you know those little monkey toys with the symbols that just go and clang together constantly? Just sit in a
Yes.
room and listen to nothing but that for 24 hours straight.
Or have them doing it to your head.
Or
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Watch dust collect in the corner of someone's room.
Build
depressing.
build a house from scratch.
I never want to do that ever. Jump off a cliff without a harness.
Oh my god.
Oops, I forgot it. At least I don't have to read Red. At least I don't have to read Red Rising.
Messed up. Eat a spider.
Ew.
A big
no,
one.
I'd rather read Red Rising. No. Nope. Oh god, no, nothing to do with spiders. Blah. Fine, I'll read it. Remove both eyeballs out of my face and replace them with someone else's.
Wow. Okay. Have an elf just kick my shins nonstop for 3 days.
Live with that elf. Just continuously keeps doing it. Yeah. Invite him into my family.
Okay. I don't know. What else would I rather do?
Everything else.
Everything else, pretty much. Yeah.
Go somewhere where monkeys are in trees flinging poop at me and just stand there as they do so.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Shame. Shame. Shame. Shame. Shame.
Yeah, have the mountains crush my skull.
All right. Time is up. All right. Well, I think that you gathered from that we would literally rather do anything else, including causing things that would cause us pain. Okay.
or death. Jumping off a cliff.
Oh, the only thing that was against my wishes and pushed the limits for me was spider talk. So
okay.
I will literally finish reading this and I will read Dark Matter over again if it comes down to spiders.
Okay.
All right. All right. So let's go to our word of the day. I don't like this. I will let you know in advance. I don't like this word. I'm probably going to say it wrong. Aegis. I know. Ugh. Aegis. It's a noun. It's spelled, not with an E. Aegis. Kind of like Regis. Remember Regis Philbin?
Yeah.
Kind of like him, but Aegis. So it's kind of like if E.T. and him had a baby, it would have been Aegis. And there you go.
Okay.
What does it mean? Well, Aegis is actually a formal word, which confuses me. But it's a formal word that refers to the power to protect, control, or support something or someone, and is often used in the phrase under the aegis of. All right. For example, the issue will be decided under the aegis of an international organization. I don't like this word.
I have no idea how to do an example or connect it to the book. Maybe the Red Rising world was ruled under the aegis of the Golds. Does that make sense?
Yes.
They didn't really protect them or support them.
And then on Mars, in the daytime, they would watch Aegis and Kelly. still like this one.
Oh my god.
All right, and that would be decided under the aegis of the golds. I don't know.
Aegis and Kelly every morning on Mars WC.
Yeah,
Channel,
Mars WC.
Channel 3.
Mars' Weather Channel. You know, and the guy that does the weather, like, you know, Sam, their version of Sam Champion. Yeah.
Sam
Champion's like 100 years
Champion.
old.
I know. You're aging yourself.
I know. It's this is when I used to watch the news. I don't watch it anymore. But anyway, their weather guy is one of the space crabs. And he comes on and he's like, crab people, crab people.
Crab people, taste like crab, talk like people.
Get out of here. All right.
Stupid word.
Did you know?
Did you even want to know?
English borrowed aegis from
What did you say?
Latin.
English?
Borrowed aegis from Latin, but the word ultimately comes from the Greek noun aegis. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, meaning goat skin. In ancient Greek mythology, an aegis was something that offered physical protection. It has been depicted in various ways, including as a magical protective cloak made from the skin of the goat that suckled Zeus as an infant, and as a shield fashioned by Hephaestus that bore the severed head of the Gorgon Medusa. The word first entered English in the 19th century as a noun referring to the shield or breastplate associated with Zeus or Athena. Jess is hiding herself in her sweatshirt. It later took on a more general sense of protection, and by the late 19th century, it had acquired the extended senses of auspices and sponsorship. What's that word? Auspices? Doesn't matter.
Definitely not auspices.
Did you know any of that? Well, now you do. Did you know that Zeus suckled from a goat, or a goat suckled from Zeus? I'm not sure which one it was, but did you know that? I don't know.
The goat suckled. Zeus suckled from the goat.
Why was Zeus suckling from the goat?
I don't know. This whole word needs to be thrown away, and its whole meaning too. No. No, I won't be using this word in conversation. First of all, imagine you're in like a formal setting and you just start talking, and all of a sudden you're like, well, yesterday I was under the order of Edith. People be like, what the hell are you talking about? You know, I don't know. It just sounds off. It's weird.
When J-Lo was dancing in the rain, she was under the aegis of an umbrella for the performance. There you go.
I guess she was under the power of the umbrella. I don't know.
The protection of the umbrella.
Fine.
All right.
Fine.
That brings us to our speech series. So you can continue improving your speech. Not only can you use aegis in conversation now to impress your friends and family, but now you can also replace some words with other words. So for example, instead of saying guess, you can say presume. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to carry the goat to Zeus to let him suckle. Or you could say, I presume we'll have to carry the goats to Zeus to allow him a suckle or two.
Off of its teat.
Everyone will be so impressed with your improved language.
Oh, so impressed. So impressed of your knowledge of Zeus. Next time you go anywhere, like a farm or anything, you see goats, just want to hear you be like, and that is what Zeus suckled from.
Oh my god. The next time I go, it's going to be with a kid, probably, either Jax or Juliet, and I'm going to be like, and this majestic creature once allowed the most powerful god of all to suckle from its teat. And then everybody's going to be like, Alex, go home. Get out of here.
Right. With its cloak. With its magical aegis cloak. All right, I'm done.
Oh my god.
Look, we're bringing Unlyrical lyrics for the finale because we must. We must.
It's a must.
We had
for sure.
choices. We had choices today. I want you to know that Mariah Carey was in the lineup. She was in the running, but we did not choose her. So we promise we will choose her next season because we will, of course, be bringing back Unlyrical lyrics. Why wouldn't we?
Mhm.
But today we've decided to go with Disappointment by the Cranberries. Why? Because this book gave us disappointment. And no other reason.
Was nothing but a disappointment. And now the Cranberries
All right.
are going to explain why. Just kidding.
Correct. Now we hope, because this book had us by the Cranberries. We thought we had to read it and we didn't. And we were kind of happy, not disappointed at that point. Anyway, we hope that you will not be disappointed with our Unlyrical lyrics choice. Let us begin. Are you ready, Alex?
I'm ready.
All right, I will begin. 2 lines.
Okay.
Say it today. Disappointment. Oh, you shouldn't have done. You couldn't have done.
You wouldn't have done the things you did then, and we could have been happy.
What a piteous thing, a hideous thing, was tainted by the rest.
But it won't get any harder, and I hope
She said.
you'll find your way again.
And it won't get any higher. And it all boils down to what you did there.
There? There!
There. There.
There? Oh, there!
There. In the night we fight. I fled. You're right.
It was exactly there. It was exactly there.
I decided. Ah.
We threw you out in the night. We fight.
I fled. You're right. It was exactly there.
It was exactly there. I decided. Decided.
But it won't be any harder. And I hope you'll find your way again.
And it won't get any higher. But it all boils down to what you did there.
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 There. Disappointment.
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 There.
There.
Disappointment.
Disappointment.
What was Red Rising? Disappointment. And there you have it. There you have it. Disappointed by the Cranberries.
You see why we had to choose this one? We looked up the lyrics ahead of time and I was like, oh, all right, I remember this Mariah Carey song. That's a good song. And then we got to this and I was like, yes. Yes. Because absolutely. One word is we're there. That's it. So we hope you enjoyed the disappointment of our disappointment.
Yes.
From this book.
All right, well, we're going to play our game now and just think of the Cranberries' disappointment while you do, because this is also kind of a little bit of a disappointment, and that is our disappointment with BookTok. So today we're playing BookTok or BookFlop. So we have a quiz from BuzzFeed. It's not really a quiz, it's more of a checklist. We're going to go through them. It has a list of all the popular BookTok books out there. We're going to discuss if we've read them or not. If we did, was it worth the hype? Or did we not read it, but we want to? Or we think we just can't trust BookTok on that one. So let's see what they have for us. All right, the first book is A Court of Thorns and Roses, which you may know we did read because we did a podcast episode on it. And we both thought it was fine.
It was mid.
Yeah. I do think
was
that the rest of the
alright.
series is better, but the first one is just okay.
Like, that's another one where the first 200 pages are like, get to it. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden the end is great.
Yeah.
A Little Life is on here, and that's the one where the guy is literally crying his ass off on the cover.
Yeah.
I want nothing to do with this book because it looks depressing as shit.
I do not want to read this book because I just can't get past the cover. And I know you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but it just doesn't look like a fun or interesting book. I'm sorry. I've heard it's very good, but I don't know
No.
if I trust BookTok.
No.
And with that cover, I just can't.
No, he looks dramatic. Like, he's just really dramatic. Like, oh, I hate my life. I don't know. I want nothing to do with it. Oh, so no.
No. All right, then we have A Touch of Darkness. I have not read this. I have no interest in reading this. I've heard that this is a Hades and Persephone retelling, but that it's like a modern day thing and it's super smutty. That's what I've heard. I've also heard it's kind of like a dark romance. I'm not sure, but it's not something I'm interested in.
If it didn't have the smut, the cover is very pretty. I like the title and I like the idea of what it could mean, but the smut killed it for me. So no.
Yeah, same.
All right. All the Bright Places is on my TBR. I do want to read this book. All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. I heard that this book is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I'd say maybe to this one. I kind of like the cover. The cover's cute.
Yeah.
All right, we have then All the Light We Cannot See, which I know we both would like to read this. We did have it on the schedule this season for the podcast. Decided to swap it out. And I think this is one of those books that's going to continuously be on our TBRs that we continuously both say, oh, I want to read that, and then possibly never read it.
And you know what's sad? We probably swapped it out for one of the books we hate.
Yeah.
And what's funny is that we would probably love this book.
Mm.
Isn't that interesting?
It sounds really good.
Because we keep putting it off.
Yeah.
So we would probably actually really like it, which is funny.
You're probably right.
The next one is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin L.R. Sands. I definitely said that wrong. I'm sorry. This is the longest title I've ever seen. I hate long titles. I feel like they're unnecessary. I don't know anything about what this is about except Aristotle and Dante discovering shit.
They discover the secrets of the universe. Why do you even need to read it? We already know what happens.
I know. Why don't you just tell us the whole story in the title? Because you literally gave us the whole story in the title. It's like a paragraph.
I don't know what this is about, and I haven't seen anything about it, but I will say I like the cover. I think the title is interesting, and so maybe I would give this a chance. I don't know. It sounds like a book about friendship.
It's about a friendship,
yeah,
and adventure.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds
cute.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. I don't know. I think I would put that into my maybe pile.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Caraval by Stephanie Garber. Yeah, we both read this for the podcast. Again, if you've been tuning in, I'm sure you heard that episode. We didn't love it. Did not love it.
I wanted to love it. I did.
Super overhyped.
Yeah, I mean, some of it left me on the edge of my seat, unlike Red Rising. But at the same time, it was just kind of like, was like, meh, you know, the writing wasn't good at the end of the day. And we didn't love it.
Yeah.
Next on the list is a book that we definitely want to read. It's called Circe by Madeline Miller. I want to read a lot of her books. I'm dying to read this book, and I'm dying to read The Song of Achilles. So I don't know her writing yet. I haven't really experienced her yet, but I'm hopeful. So we'll see.
Yeah.
The only thing going against it is that it was recommended by BookTok at this point.
Sometimes they get it right, and a lot of times they don't. But I have heard really good things about this author, and I have heard really good things about this book. So I do want to read it. This is another one that we had considered for the podcast as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to read it.
Yeah. All right, well, then we have The Cruel Prince. I read this a few years ago. It was okay. I didn't love it. I ended up not reading the rest of the series, although I have heard that it gets better as the series goes on. I think I rated it a 3 at the time. It was just okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
I bought the series blindly because somebody on TikTok was like, just buy it. And at the time, I was new to the BookTok and I was falling for their traps. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I must have it. And then I didn't really look at it. And then somebody actually requested that we read it. So I opened up the first page of it and I was like, this is weird. And I never picked it up again after that. So I didn't really give it a chance and I can't tell you. The next one on here is actually something that was on my TBR before BookTok. So Dance of Thieves by Mary Pearson. So I do want to read this book. I think it's
Yeah.
YA.
This is on
correctly. I
my.
think it's like a 2-part book.
Yeah, I think
duology.
you're right. And this has also been on my TBR as well. I've heard really good things about this author. I've heard really good things about this series. I also think that these
Yeah.
have really pretty covers.
Agreed. I definitely want to read this still.
Yeah, the next one is Daughter of the Pirate King, which I did read. I enjoyed. I read this a couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I thought it was really fun. I read the sequel. I thought that that was cute as well. I think that this is a very enjoyable book. I recommend it.
Yeah. I know. I put it on my TBR after you recommended it, and I still want to read it.
Yeah.
The next one is From Blood and Ash. This is also on my TBR. I know nothing about it except that the title is cool and engaging.
I read this book last year or the year before. I did not like it at all. I thought that the
Okay.
main character was really boring and bland, and I just didn't really care about the plot. I didn't care for the writing. I just didn't really like it personally. But I do know that this series has a huge following. There's people that really love it. So this one might have just not been for me. I rated it a 1 though. I hated it.
Wow, a 1.
The Gilded Wolves. I don't think I've heard of this one, but this is another one that
No,
has a cool
I've
looking
never
cover.
heard of it. I love the title as well. I think
Yeah.
it sounds engaging and interesting, and I want to know what's going on in the cover. It kind of looks like a coach, right? Like a Cinderella type of coach.
Yeah, I
a
can
way.
see. Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. It seems interesting. This would be a maybe for me. I don't know. I think I would give that a shot.
The next one is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I'm pretty sure both of us read this. I read this
Yeah.
though before BookTok. So BookTok
Yeah.
did not influence me, and I thought that this book was really cute.
Yeah, I read this probably like 4 or 5 years ago. I enjoyed it. I liked it. The next one is House in the Cerulean Sea, which we read this season on the podcast, if anybody was tuning into that. And just loved it. I thought it was okay. It was very good writing, but this book just wasn't for me. The writing
Yeah.
was very good though.
I want to be part of the family. All right. I do. The next one is The Inheritance Games. This is on my TBR. I've heard this is like Hunger Games meets something else, but I don't remember exactly.
No.
Did you read this?
I read the first 2. I didn't read the third one because it wasn't out yet when I had read it. So I kind of stopped. But I enjoyed this book. I liked it. I liked the first one, I think, the best. I liked it better than the second one. I read it, I don't know, probably like 2 or 3 years ago. I enjoyed it at the time. I thought it was good. It's nothing like
What's it about?
Hunger Games. It's about this girl who
Oh, okay.
gets this letter or something in the mail about this man who's passed away, and he has an inheritance for her, but she has to move into this house, and there's like a love triangle that goes on. It's a YA, and he like leaves clues, and they have to try to solve these puzzles to try to figure out how to get the inheritance and stuff like that. It's cool. It's fun. It's kind of like mysterious at points, and it's like a puzzle. You have to like, keep trying to figure things out. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it's on my TBR. I just checked. And I would check it out.
All right, the next one is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I read this very early, I think in 2023, and I loved this book. I think I rated it 5 stars. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, you told me it's not only on my TBR, I own it. So I do want to read this.
Yeah, I think you'll
Obviously.
like it. It's good.
Yeah, I think I'll like it too. The next book we spit on. We
Accurate.
spit on it. It ends with us, Colleen Hoover. If you know, you know. Moving on.
Yeah. We hated the book and we hate Hoover.
Oh my goodness.
We don't know
Do we?
her.
We don't know her. We still don't know her. There you go.
Yeah. All right, next we have
Ugh.
Kingdom of the Wicked. And I have seen this come up, but I don't remember hearing anything about it, either good or bad. It has a 3.8 on Goodreads. It says two sisters, one brutal murder, a quest for vengeance that will unleash hell itself, and an intoxicating romance. So this
As
is
long as
like,
there's no smut, it sounds like something I would like.
yeah. This might be YA, so there might not be smut in it, but I'm not sure. It doesn't say on Goodreads what the genre is. But I kind of like the cover. It's kind of interesting. I like the snake coming through the eye.
I think it sounds fun, actually.
Yeah.
And the next book is on my TBR as well. The Midnight Library. Do I own this? I feel like I might. Yes, I do.
She does. I see it.
So yes, I definitely want to see that. I want to read
Yeah.
this. I heard this
think,
book's amazing.
yeah.
Actually.
I want to read this as well. I think I have this on Audible, actually. I think I have the audiobook of this, but I haven't read it. And I don't know why I haven't read it. It is supposed to be really good.
Mm.
The Night Circus, yeah, I've heard really good things about. So this is, I've heard people compare Caraval to the Night Circus. They've said that the Night Circus is kind of a better, more adult version of Caraval. So maybe we would like it, or maybe we wouldn't. I don't know. But I do have this on my TBR. This is something I have been wanting to read.
I have it on my TBR too. Somebody sold it to me, basically, with the idea of it anyway. On BookTok, because they said that this is what Caraval should have been, but better. And I was
Okay.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
So,
interesting.
definitely want to read it. I think the cover looks really cool.
Yeah, it does. Even though I think the hands
Engaging.
looks weird and it bothers me. But I like the idea of the circus in the palm of your hands. Does my hand look weird?
I like it. It does, but I don't know. I just think it's a cool cover.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. So the next one is Normal People by Sally Rooney. This is on my TBR as well. I've heard nothing but good, amazing things about this book, not just on BookTok, but from people I trust. So
Yeah.
this is a good book. And I'm going to assume that it is if other people have told me that it is.
Yeah, I've heard good things about this book also. This is something I would definitely read. I think I have it on my TBR.
I mean, it has promise. It's not
Yeah.
Red Rising, so.
All right, well then we have One of Us is Lying. And I think I have this on my TBR also, but I have heard mixed reviews about this one. People either like
This
it or
is
they don't, so.
Another one I bought a long time ago and never read, and then my dog ate it.
Okay.
So I couldn't read it. Yeah, I came home one day after being gone for a few hours, and the book was literally ripped apart all over the place. And I was like, well, I guess I will never know who's lying. So, but I do want to read it. I've really heard a lot of good things about this author and a lot of good things about all this entire series, because there's a series of this where one of us is doing something in each series, and it's not related, but it's in the same type of realm, I guess. And I just think that sounds interesting. I like mysteries, so
yeah,
I think I would like this.
Okay.
All right. The next one is a classic, and if you haven't read it, then you live under a rock, or you just didn't go to high school. I don't know. But Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, I love this book.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite books of all time. Keira Knightley movie is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's one of my comfort movies. I absolutely love Jane Austen. Nothing bad to say. If you haven't read this, I just don't understand. Do it.
Yeah. I have nothing to add. Everything Jess said, just times it by 2. All right. Then we have Punk 57. I don't have any interest in reading this book. This is by Penelope Douglas. I've heard a lot of things about her books. She's very dark romance, I believe. I'm not really sure what you consider her books, but I have heard the premises. of several of her novels, and I just don't think these books are for me.
I'm gonna skip this. I've never heard of Punk 57, but I have heard of Penelope Douglas. So
Yeah.
I don't think this is for me either. But the next one is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I have this on my TBR. I definitely would want to read this because on the cover is an upside down crown with blood on it, and the idea of Red Queen sounds interesting to me. So right there, without even knowing what it's about, I'm captivated by it.
I DNF'd this in 2022.
Oh.
I didn't like
That
it.
sucks.
Sorry.
You got sucked in also. No, that's fine because I didn't read it yet, so I didn't know. I didn't know.
No, this was before BookTok. This was in 2022 at some point. I had given it a chance and I didn't like it. I don't know. I thought it was boring.
All right, well, I'm going to believe Alex, even though I still think that the cover is really cool,
I
even though
mean,
it's kind of simplistic.
Yeah, I mean, give it a chance.
it.
It could have just not been for me. Like I said, I just didn't really care for the characters and stuff, so I didn't like it. But
Yeah, I trust your judgment.
all right, well, the next one is on both of our TBRs, Red, White, and Royal Blue. And yeah, I definitely want to read this. I've heard really good things about this book. I believe they made it into a movie or TV show, and I'll probably watch that after I read it.
Yes, I cannot wait to watch the movie. Do you know how many times I almost clicked play?
Yeah.
But I want to read the book first. So I will 100% be reading this in the next few months, guaranteed. And I will definitely be watching that movie and comparing them side by side.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'm going to love it because I've been told that I will love it.
Yeah.
So
I think we'll both like that.
Definitely. All right. So the next one is called The Selection by Kira Cass. This is 100% on my TBR. I was told that this is similar to Bridgerton. I fucking love Bridgerton. I didn't read it. I heard this smut, but I might read them anyway and just pass the smut up because I really like the story. And I like the family.
Yeah.
And I love that show. So, whatever. If it's similar to that and this thing's going on in that type of era, I'm into it because I like that. I like that type of era shit.
Okay.
That era shit.
I have heard mixed things about this book. I think this isn't for me. I never added it to my TBR. I don't think I would really like this. All right, the next book is Serpent and Dove. So I've heard good things about this book. I did try to read it. I ended up DNFing it, but I kind of said maybe I'll come back to it. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood for it. So I don't know. Maybe this is something I'll revisit in the future, but I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't appeal to me. I don't like the title. Serpent sounds like it's gonna eat the dove. It's just not for me. I don't know. I don't like it. If I'm judging it by its cover, which I'm not supposed to do, but that's what we do, and the title alone, without knowing anything. Meh.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one we did read, obviously, this season, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. We love her, and we love this book, and we would recommend it to anyone. And this is one of those times that BookTok got it right.
Yeah, I agree. I really enjoy this book, and I think I gave it 5 stars. I loved it.
We did, both of us, I believe.
Yeah. All right, then we have Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I haven't read this series. I've heard really good things about it. I did watch the show on Netflix when it came out, and I did read the other series in that universe, the Grishaverse, and I enjoyed it. So I think I will read this at some point. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
I know nothing about this series, but I find the cover appealing with the castle. And it sounds like it would be interesting. I like Shadow and Bone. I think that's a cool title.
Yeah.
So it would be enough for me to look into it and possibly add it to my TBR if I like the sound of it.
Yeah.
The next one is The Shadows Between Us. Oh, I really like that title a lot. And it's a really cool cover with a really cool sword happening there with, I don't know what that is behind it, but I don't know. It looks interesting. From the title and the cover alone, I would be interested in looking it up and seeing what it is.
Yeah, this is the same author, I believe, as The Pirate and the Daughter of the Pirate King. So I think I would be willing to give this a chance just based on that alone. The cover is interesting to look at, and The Shadows Between Us is a very cool title. I like that.
Very cool title.
Yeah.
But from the first line, it says Alessandra, trying to come for your name a little bit, is tired of being overlooked, but she has a plan to gain power. 1, by wooing the Shadow King. 2, by marrying him. And 3, by killing him and taking his kingdom for herself. I want to read it just from that. Adding to TBR.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'll give that a chance.
Yeah. That's really good, actually.
Yeah. All right. The next one is Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi. I've heard really mixed things. There's people that love this series. I think that this is not the series for me. I don't think I'll read this. I don't think I'll enjoy it.
I have no
Yeah.
desire. I've heard this book so many times, and it just doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good row. It's a good row. All right. Is it my turn? I don't even
Yeah.
know. All right.
Yeah,
So
I
the
think
next
so.
one up is The Silent Patience by Alex, not this Alex, Michaelides. And we did read this season 1. We both enjoyed it. We thought it was a really good book. And we would read more from him.
Yeah.
I thought his writing was pretty good.
Yeah, I liked The Silent Patient. I thought it was pretty good. I liked his writing, and I think I would read more from him. All right, next we have Six of Crows by Lee Bardugo, same as the Shadow and Bone author. I did read this. I really enjoyed it, and I've actually been thinking of rereading it because Rob recently got me a hard copy, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll reread this now. But I think you'll like this. This was good. It is a YA, but it's good.
No, I definitely want to read this. I purchased it after you had told me about it, and
Yeah.
it's definitely on my hit list to be read soon. So
Yeah.
if it's
kind of
behind me and I actually own it, it's on my
Yeah.
soon list.
It's kind of like Ocean's 11, but in a fantasy world.
Yeah, you told me that, and that sells it every time. I love that. I love Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
So the next one is like literally in my read next file. The Song of Achilles. I've been dying to read this for the longest time. This is the same as the Circe author we told you before, Madeline Miller. I just think this book sounds awesome, fun, and I'm for it. So I think that it's definitely up my alley, and I
Mhm.
definitely want to read this book ASAP.
Yeah. I bought this book years ago. I ended up donating it because I never read it. And now I want to read it, but I haven't.
Sucks.
Well, I haven't. I've always wanted to read it, but I never got around to it. And when I was trying to get rid of stuff that I was like, I just don't need it taking up space. I don't have the room for it. I didn't want to move it from one location to the other. I donated most of my books. And this is one of those that I was like, I've had it for like 5 years and I haven't read it. I'm not going to just randomly pick it up today. So I don't know. We've talked about doing it on the podcast. That's probably the way that I'll end up reading this book because, like I said, I want to read it, but also there's always something else I want to read more, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
This is one of those that's going to be we're going to push ourselves to read it, and either we're going to love it or hate it.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to more like it. I don't know. I just
It
have that
sounds
feeling.
so good. Yeah.
We
It's
like
the
this
thing.
type, this Greek mythology type of stuff, and I don't know. It just sounds good, really good. And I don't know her writing yet. This is the thing, but it'll be an
Mhm.
introduction to her. And then
Yeah.
if we don't like her writing, we know that we could skip the others and so forth. So,
Yeah.
all
All
right.
right.
Well, Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed. Such a fun age. Well, this sounds like a YA to me if I had to dissect. I don't know. Such a fun age. Sounds like somebody had fun at that age.
I do like this cover. I think that it has a very nice cover. I think it's cool to look at. I've never heard of this book and I don't know what it's about.
Mm-mm.
According to Goodreads, it's a page turning, big hearted story about race and privilege set around a
Oh.
young Black babysitter, her well intentioned employer, and a surprising connection that threatens to undo them all or undo them both. So that sounds interesting.
Yeah,
And
it
I do like
does.
the cover. So I think this is a debut novel as well. So
I like our debut novels.
yeah. So I don't know. I think I'd be willing to give this a chance. I think I would add this to I think I am right now, adding it to my TBR. It
Yeah.
sounds interesting.
I just added it too. So there you go.
Yeah. All right. Then we have next These Violent Delights. I've heard mixed things about this series. I don't think that this is a book for me or a series for me. From my understanding, I believe there is some smut. Even if there's not, I've heard that it's just meh. So I don't think I would enjoy this series. But I do like the cover. I think the cover is cool, and I kind of like the title as well.
Yeah, the title kind of reminds me of something like now I'm just thinking of Haunting Adeline or something.
Mm,
It reminds me of maybe it's gonna have like violent smut, and I don't want any part of that. But I would look it up because I do think, like you said, it's a pretty cover.
yeah,
So I would look into it and see if maybe it would be something that I'd like, but I'm not sure.
yeah.
The next one is on my TBR already. They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. Uh, I know that this book is, I'm not sure if it's a YA, but I don't think so, actually. I think it's about two strangers that don't know each other, and they both are going to die that day, and you see how everything unfolds.
Mm,
Maybe they meet, I'm not sure, but it just sounds really cool, different.
yeah. This is another one I've heard mixed reviews about. I never actually added it to my TBR, but it's something that I have seen come up quite a lot, and I've always considered it. But I've heard people, it seems like either love or hate it, so
Mm.
I don't know.
All right, so the next book is This Is Where It Ends. And this list is almost at its end. So this is actually, they should have put this at the last one, but
They
whatever.
should have. That would have been
That would
fun.
have been really creative. But anyway, this is where it ends. Judging you, BuzzFeed. This is where it ends by, I'm not going to even attempt that. Mariek Nijakamp. I did attempt it, but I don't know. I don't know. It's got broken chalk on the cover. It looks like a horror. If I
This
had to judge
is,
it.
I think this is about a school shooting,
Oh,
but
that's a horror.
I've not heard good things about it. I've heard
Mm.
that the author doesn't really do a good job of
Researching.
not so much researching, but of portraying a realistic sense of what it's like. I've heard that they made the characters really two-dimensional, and
Mm.
a lot of people, from what I remember hearing and seeing, just didn't think that it was done with a lot of in good taste.
Okay.
So I don't know.
I don't know
Obviously,
how I feel.
I did not read it, so I don't know.
Skip.
Yeah. All right, next we have Throne of Glass. I read this earlier, or what was it, late last year? I don't even remember. I read this last year, I think. I read it at some point before that. It's just okay. I think the series overall is just okay. I think this series is super hyped up, overhyped, and I don't think it's worth it.
I own it, so I'll read it one day. But I really truly think that BookTok just sweats and dangles on Moss's balls. And
Yeah.
I think that they love her so much. But they build her up so much so that there's so much hype around her. And then when you
Yeah.
actually read her books, you're let down because there was so much hype.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's not bad, but it's definitely not anywhere near as good as some people say that the series is.
Right. Like literally BookTok holds her up on a pedestal above all else.
Yeah.
And I just don't know if that's warranted. But.
Yeah.
So the next book I think we both read this as well. I read it. The
Yeah.
Unhoneymooners. I loved this book by Christina Lauren. I thought this book was adorable. I gave it a high rating, I remember.
I read this I think 2 or 3 years ago. I loved it. I think I gave it 5 stars. I really liked it. I like their writing, and I thought it was cute.
I love their writing and I love that it's two people in one. So I think it's cute that they come
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
The next one is on my TBR as well.
That is The Vanishing Half. This has a really pretty cover. I don't really
does.
know much about this book. I don't know if I've ever even heard of it.
I don't remember what it's about, but I know it's on my TBR and has been there for some time before BookTok.
Says it's about two twin sisters, identical twin sisters, but after growing up together in a small southern black community and running away at age 16, their basically lives go in different directions, and I guess it's the story about that. That actually sounds really interesting.
Yeah, I heard really good things about this book.
It also has different generations of stories as well. Weaves together strands of generations of this family from the deep south to California. So that sounds interesting.
Yeah,
And it has a beautiful cover. I love
it
this
really
cover.
does.
Yeah.
I like the idea of it because I mean you could really see the twins on the cover too, just in a really like artistic way.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
The next book, and we're almost at the end here, is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. I know I've heard of this book before. I'm not sure if it's on my TBR, but I know I've heard of this book before. I don't know much about it otherwise. Do you?
Yeah, I read this book back, I think, in 2019. 2019, 2020, I don't know, somewhere around there. Maybe 2018. I didn't really love it. I thought it was just okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have great reviews.
Yeah.
Mixed, very mixed.
Yeah, it was like I didn't care for the writing. I thought the story I just didn't like. I didn't like any of the characters. Yeah. I don't think I would recommend this one, honestly, if you were thinking about reading it. I don't know if you'll like it.
I'm surprised. Fourth Wing wasn't on this list.
Yeah,
I really am.
that's a good point. But for some reason, the last book here, Wilder Girls by Rory Power, is, and I've never heard of this book either.
I've never heard of it, and I already
So-
looked it up.
I just looked it
Wow.
up too. It has a 3.4 on Goodreads.
No, that's not great.
3.46, that's bad.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I like
it's
the
been-
cover though.
I do like the cover a lot, actually, and I like the title. But it says it's been 18 months since the Raxter School for Girls was put under quarantine, since the tox hit and pulled Hetty's life out from under her. It started slow. First, the teachers died one by one. Then it began to infect the students, turning their bodies strange and foreign. All right, it sounds really interesting, but the reviews
Yeah.
are killing it for me. But it's
This-
a horror.
This sounds like a dystopian, like Contagion type of story.
Hmm.
I don't know.
It actually
I
sounds
don't know.
good.
Maybe I would give this a chance. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, one person that rated it 5 stars says sapphic horror is my new favorite genre. So I don't know
Okay.
what sapphic horror is.
Sapphic means female love story usually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it says she's so happy that she read this, loved it. And then goes into a whole bunch of things and says if you liked the movie Annihilation, you'll love this.
Oh,
I
I
kinda
did
like
like that
Annihilation.
movie. Yeah. All right. Well, maybe I'll give that a chance. I don't know.
Yeah, you just dissed it. You were like,
Yes.
instead of Wild
I
Girls,
know.
what I never heard of.
'Cause
And we're
I never
"All right,
heard of
let's
it."
Land it around TBR.
But to be fair, it is the book on the list with the lowest ratings, so I don't know. And that includes
Well-
some pretty bad ones.
Well,
All right, well there you
Uh,
have it. So, you know what's funny is I feel like we're like we don't trust BookTok. Let's do this checklist and see.
if
And
we
then
trust BookTok.
and then we ended up adding books to our TBR anyway, and then we're going to bitch about BookTok again. So,
I know. I only trust Goodreads and Amazon, believe it or not. Amazon has great lists.
Mm.
And it gives you the ratings and stuff like that. So like a lot of the times, like I found the Frozen River through one of the Amazon lists and we loved it.
well, I think Goodreads is owned by Amazon also.
I think it is. I think you're right about that. I think
Yeah.
that they connect together. They do.
Yeah.
Because when you're on Kindle, it'll
Yeah.
connect to it. That
Yeah,
makes
that's
sense.
true.
All right. Well, I'm sorry to say this, but
Yeah.
sayonara.
That's all.
all folks.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna hand it off to Doug as his final season 2 manly minute. Hopefully it's manly enough for y'all and for him. Take it away, Doug.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How's everybody doing today? I'm doing pretty good. Well, I just got home from the gym, ate some good food, had some chicken and broccoli rabe, on a panini. Some might say that's not delicious, but I beg to differ because I think it is delicious. Back to the gym talk. We did back, rear delts, and buys. I guess you'd consider it a pull day. Feeling strong today. Real strong today.
I feel 10 feet tall right now and strong as an ox.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Hey, who the fuck are you? Huh? Who the fuck are you? Okay, I like it. All
It's
right.
all about the mind-muscle connection, guys. You got to get your mind into your muscles. Also, yeah, I feel like the pausing in between your reps, it's been a complete game changer. I feel like I've actually gotten not as strong because I've been going less weight, but I feel like the definition I've been getting is it's there. You could see it. Enough about the working out, all right? Have any of you guys watched Curb Your Enthusiasm? It was the series finale. Hilarious. If you've never watched Curb, it's on HBO. I suggest you go watch it. There's a lot. It's 12 seasons. It's 12 seasons over 24 years, I believe. So there's gaps in between seasons. But the show was great. The guy who wrote it, Larry David. He was a co-writer, Seinfeld. Hilarious show. I suggest you watch it. And if you don't think it's funny, maybe you're not funny. How's that? Actually, Jess and I Jess had for one of her classes, she had to write a story based on like an umbrella or something. So we just used the Seinfeld format and we wrote a short story. Basically, it was pretty funny, actually. She should put it on here. I think that's it. This is the season finale. I don't know how these two do seasons. It doesn't make sense to me. But whatever, it's their show, and I'm just basically a guest appearance once a week. You know, you guys. I think we have a month off, so you guys enjoy your April into May, and I'll be back. All right.
All right. Well, as you guys know, today is our last episode of season 2, but we will be back May 14th with the new season 3. We may have some changes for you. Obviously, we'll keep you updated on that. And then in the meantime, we will have our April book of the month on April 24th, and that will most likely be on The Echo of Old Books by Barbara Davis. And then The Will of the Many will be a bonus book episode that we're planning to release on May 1st. Again, most likely it will be that book. The Will of the Many by James Islington. I'll never get it right. Doesn't matter. No. But keep an eye out for us.
And we will miss you, but we will be back.
Yes. I will be back.
I'll be back.
Yes.
All right. In the meantime, happy reading.
Happy reading, happy living, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
For everyone just tuning in, this is what you can expect from our podcast. We'll be releasing new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday, and we'll have a new book of the month on the last Wednesday of every month.
We encourage you to reach out to us with thoughts, ideas, questions, and feedback. You can reach us at she'sallbookedpodcast@gmail.com. As always, all books we review will be available at our link in bio or by visiting linktr.ee/she'sallbooked. We do make a small commission from any purchases you make using that link, so thank you to all who support us.
And of course, we want to say thank you to all of our listeners. We really appreciate each and every one of you. If no one told you today, you're important and valued. You belong here. You're doing great. And we believe in you.
This chapter may be over,
but the story goes on.
So stick a bookmark in us.
Ouch. And we'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for listening to my mommy and Aunt Alex. Bye.
I'll be back.